Hello, live chatters and mad hatters. I hope the streaming quality is good today. I was having some problems. Anyway, hey, Jennifer H. This is Douglas Bloch, Pastor Doug. Welcome to another edition of the Depression Recovery Channel, held every Sunday at noon. Today is October 10th, 2021. My nephew's 17th birthday. I remember he was just about this tall. Anyway, Libra, born on October 10th, 2004. Man, how time flies when you're having fun, or getting old anyway. Hey, Kevin, nice to see you. Genevieve, wow. Nice diamond days, haven't seen you before. Anyway, this is the Depression Recovery Hour, where we talk about all things having to do with mental health and mental health recovery. Again, this is a channel that is for educational purposes only, sometimes entertainment when I tell bad jokes, and is not meant to replace a mental health professional who would either treat and or diagnose mental health disorders. That being said, the main reason we have this channel is to have people come on in community who've been doing so for over 4 years, getting to know each other, supporting each other during the live chat and afterwards. Hey, Ann C., my fellow Pisces from Oklahoma, when the wind comes something down the range. Anyway, 1943, Oscar and Hammerstein changed the history of musical theater forever. Ann C., did you see Oklahoma, named after your state? I've sent an email but didn't respond. Well, Dodo Isaacs, I have probably about 100 emails a day. Hey, Tejas, so tell me what you put in the subject line. How are we healing, Doug? Well, my hip is getting better and better. I still have the psoas thing, but the pain in my hip where the incision is, which I could show you, but it might be considered indecent, is almost gone. This will be 8 weeks from the surgery as of this coming Tuesday, the 12th. Happy Columbus Day, although I don't think we celebrate anymore. Samayan Alvi, hey, yes, you have seen Oklahoma. Yes, a great. Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. Okay. Who played the original Curly? That's a good, and it was Celeste Holm, I think, who played I'm just the girl who can't say no, can't say nothing at all. I remember the effect that musical had on me. Hey, can you tell more jokes that are low class, nasty, and mean? I don't tell those type of jokes, I don't think, man. Hey, peaceful, circulus love. Maybe see what we're going to do here. Let's remove that comment. It's not appropriate. All right. 8 viewers. Come on, guys. We can do better than that. I love your video, The Power of Surrender. Yeah, that was really quite... I was just amazed at how many people really responded to that. And best film you watched? It's a Wonderful Life. Yes. What do you guys, little guy, what do you guys like about that video? There's somebody who made a comment about a Jesuit priest who wrote this book called Abandonment to Divine Providence. What an amazing title. Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what my life has been about, right? All the close calls I've had with being in the psych ward and, traveling around the country, hitching, traveling on Europe, hitching, almost taking my life a couple of times. Every time Divine Providence stepped in, at least so far so good. So yeah, what do you guys like about that video yesterday? It's Woody Allen. Well, Woody Allen is my favorite comedian, but he doesn't tell low-cast jokes. He tells really clever jokes, really clever. Yeah, Jewish humor is does not resort to scatology. It's all about the wit. Hey, Foo Get About, whatever how you pronounce that. BYO, ho, Joe. Doug, you've helped me so much. I appreciate you. Well, thank you. I'm glad the videos have been useful. Kelly Burns, Doug, what do you call a frog that's illegally parked? Toad. Ah. I'm going to, what am I going to do? I'm going to go ahead and copy that so I can use it later. We receive emails from Peter Shales, and I guess people from WhatsApp have stopped showing up. Okay, I don't know why, but Peter keeps you guys informed, and also Peter hasn't been coming on Sundays because obviously he works. All right, thank you, Kelly Burns. You got any other jokes? And let's have some questions about mental health recovery, right? Number one, it takes more than a pill to heal from depression. Absolutely. Antidepressants only work for about half the people. They're great when they do. When they don't, we have to resort to other things. Jack Henry, Alberta, Canada. Yes, yes. You and Lagai. Is she from Lagai? Are you from Alberta or are you from Saskatchewan? I think you're from Alberta. Yop. Nice to hear you or see you, whatever. What do you guys think about the change of seasons? I do not like it. It's been cold in Portland in the 50s, which, may sound warm to somebody in Antarctica, but I just, all my major episodes, except for one, have happened in the fall. Laurel Girl from Las Vegas, right? Nevada. I think I said Reno last time. I think you've corrected me. It's Las Vegas, the den of sin and iniquity, although I hear it has some nice places to live. Hello from India, Sutki Sahara Mohanta. What is it in India? 12 and a half hours? So you're like at 12:30 in the morning. Peaceful secularist love. I can't steer away from those black days. Well, yeah. What are you doing to help treat the depression? Are you on antibiotics, antidepressants? Are you in therapy? Are you doing exercise? But yeah, those black days are tough. But you know what? You hate the change of seasons also. But I want to say something right here to peaceful secularist love. Here is the 4 words that can save your life. I know that you guys have heard this. Whoops. But I'm going to type it again for the newcomers. Okay, hold on. Let's try it again. The 4 words that can save your life. What are they? Here we go. And they are, this too shall pass. You go out and walk. Yeah. See, the whole idea is to change your state. Change your state. And guess what? Emotional states are changeable, right, by their nature. Neem Karoli Baba, who is the guru of Baba Ram Das, one of the great spiritual teachers of the 1960s, some of you may know him. He said, emotions are like waves. Watch them come and go in the vast ocean of existence, right? They're like waves. You've been by the ocean, the waves come, they go in, they come out. They go in, they come out. That's the nature of feelings, of emotions. So you're feeling like you're in a black state? Yeah. It feels like it will never end? Well, it does. If you could just try to change your state, take a walk, call up a friend, listen to music. AZDH, how do people get these names? 85224, hey, from Chandler, Arizona. You're probably on our same time, right? You don't believe in daylight savings time. It's probably 7 hours from Greenwich. You're from Big Sky, Alberta, Canada. Well, guess what? How far away do you live from Jack Henry? Because he's from Alberta, Canada. Now, Alberta is a very small state, only about 50,000 square miles. I'm joking. It's a huge province. It's not even a state. I know my geography. Alberta is a province. Saskatchewan's a province. British Columbia's a province. What else is a province? Ontario is a province. Quebec is a province. Is Newfoundland a province? I don't know. We got, from left to right, British Columbia, Alberta, Saskatchewan, Ontario, Quebec. What did I leave out, you Canadians? You're more than welcome. $4.99. Thank you. As I've said many times, your donations every Sunday help me pay the videographers, the editing. It's the thought that counts, as my mother used to say. So thank you for your $5. This too shall pass. Yeah. Why did you change your glasses? I didn't change my glasses. I sat on them and they broke and I got the frames replaced. But I'm getting new glasses. You'll see them in about 2 weeks. So yeah, these glasses, I've been wearing these for about a year and a half. But they come back. Yeah, they do. And then they go away again. What do you do against the lack of light this season? Andy has, yes. Go outside in the early morning hours, number 1. Get a light box, number 2. And number 3, take a vacation when you can. My friend is getting married today and I can't get out of bed. Yikes. Well, if you can't be there in person, you can send a text or a greeting card. Jackie Lawson from Great Britain has these incredible e-cards. I'm going to basically do a Jackie, I think is how you're... I'm not quite sure if I spelled her name right. Oh, God. Hold on. E-greeting cards. What do you think of that? You should go check that out. Yukon Northwest Territory. So that's another, is that another province, Lagai? Yukon must be a part of Alberta, right? You must be far up north. My God, and I wonder why you guys are depressed up there. hardly any sunlight in the winter. What time does it get dark in the winter? Probably like 4 o'clock or something. Of course, sometimes the sun goes down, never even makes the horizon, right, above the Arctic Circle. It never actually gets totally dark. That's weird. But of course, that's actually good. But in the winter, it never gets totally light. That's the problem. Hey, Patrick, checking in while you're taking a break at work. I helped my Patrick get a new Mazda CS5. He's a CX5. It's a mini SUV. He loves it. He loves it. He loves it. Has anyone ever driven that car? I have a Kia. Jerry Seinfeld. Yeah, I never watched your show. I didn't think it was that funny. Walking all day used to be my best weapon against depression. Now I have vertigo issues and I'm bedridden during the episode. Wow, really? Is there anything you can take from, well, you've talked to your doctor, maybe anti-nausea medicine? Huh. What about getting on a stationary bike? Manitoba's a province. Thank you, Mike Walker. Yeah, I'm just doing this off the top of my head. I mean, if I really wanted to, I could go on my phone and look it up. So, okay, I missed one. Value in you. Do you have any recommendations or opinions, experiences you can share of different medications for depression? I certainly can. I have a very strong opinion, and I'm going to tell you what the opinion is right now. Oh, by the way, this comes from the Bible. Okay, guys, you got to read your Bible for this one, right? One man's meat's another man's poison. Wellbutrin's a great med. Yes, I'm on it. Listening to music and playing my guitar. Yes, absolutely. Great antidepressant moves. So, value in you. Prozac makes me agitated. It puts my wife to sleep. Prozac is a great drug for some people. Other people it gives them akathisia, which is you're jumping out of your body. Nobody, the best psychiatrist in Portland said, quote, "You're all a bunch of guinea pigs. You're all a bunch of guinea pigs." What do you mean by that? That the state of antidepressants is so primitive that people don't really know how they're going to work until you take it. Now, that's not always the case. You can make educated guesses, but in many cases, they work. They either work paradoxically, which means they don't work at all, or they either don't work, they have a paradoxical reaction, which means they make things worse or they make things better. So, yes, people who are good psychopharmacologists can make really good guesses, but ultimately, there is a lot of chance in there. So it means you should start really slow. So if you have a bad reaction, then you don't get completely catapulted into, the abyss as I did. Moonshine. God, these new people. I just told my mom, which means you're from Great Britain, or the UK, I do not like my stepdad, and I'm so upset. I've ruined the whole family. Well, maybe. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they knew that from just your behaviors. Well, I don't know what to tell you, but, say nothing personal or whatever. Well, I'm sorry that happened, and hopefully you guys can work it out. Antidepressants, force yourself to laugh for an hour. Yeah, that's laughter therapy is really good. Absolutely, a merry heart doeth like good medicine. Does Xanax make $13.99? You're right about meds. Thank you, Lagai. I love your little icon of the trees and the blue sky. Thank you very much from the Yukon. I'm going to look it up on the map when I'm done. Manny Omega has everyone. We're hanging in there. Ella16. Hello, Mr. Douglas Bach and Joan. Hope you're both well. We're still grieving. We're still grieving. Why are we grieving? Doctor put me on amitriptyline and turned me into a zombie. Yeah, it's very sedating, isn't it? I never slept 14 hours until then. It was not good. Well, I take amitriptyline because I have insomnia. So for some people, putting you to sleep is a good thing. But you see, back on my bike yet, my physical therapist says, no, not back on the bike. I'm on the stationary bike. Wellbutrin made me violent. Wow. Is it what's that, guys? Am I right or am I not right? Wellbutrin is a wonderful drug for me. It makes Carrie violent. What made me violent was Prozac, or have violent thoughts anyway. New Palm. Hey, Doug, I'm going to start an autoimmune diet to help with dysthymia. GAD and autoimmune thyroid disease. Will document and share my progress. Okay, what are you eating? I hope Bruce has found peace. Well, he was pretty peaceful when he was here until he was sick at the very end. And, when you're dead, I'm afraid, well, there's two lines of thought. When you're dead, your consciousness stops because your consciousness is in the brain. When you're dead, it doesn't stop. it somehow survives the body. I don't know which one is true, but if it survives the body, I'm sure Bruce is at peace. People have told me he's waiting for me. It's something called, can you guys tell me what this is? I would really like some help. Bruce is waiting at the Rainbow Bridge. So tell me what that means. Andrew Bailey. Hi Douglas, I'm about to make an hour and a half, trip to see my friends who want to help me with my depression and anxiety as they're worried about me, but I'm really nervous about making the trip. Well, this is what I do. When I'm too nervous to drive, I call up my wife Joan on the cell phone, of course, and I have her talk to me while I'm driving. It's amazing. I did that with one of my clients who was so anxious he had to drive up to Washington to see his girlfriend, and I was on the phone with him. It was during a snowstorm, which really helped, right? At any rate, that's what I find. A voice on the phone, even if it's your local crisis line, helps for me. It calms me down so I can make a drive like that. I've had to go many times to see a doctor, psychiatrist with Joan on the phone, just being there. So that might be one, strategy. Oh, the Dr. Wahi's protocol. Well, yeah, I'll look it up. Multiple sclerosis. Well, probably means stay away from things that cause inflammation. Wouldn't you think? Maybe I'll look it up. You will be still grieving over Bruce Bloch. Takes a long time to heal. Yes, another Rainbow Bridge that's where he is. But what is the Rainbow Bridge? My dog Buffalo is meeting me there when it's my time. Okay, what is the Rainbow Bridge? Still asking. Sounds like it's a place on the other side of life, right? Lazy Eye Ranch. Yes, you're doing so much better. You're a great success story with my new dog, which makes it hard to type. He wants to be on my lap. What's the weather out there? It's rainy and showery in Portland, Oregon. Has no one sent you the Rainbow Bridge poem yet? If not, I will send it to you. Will you have my address right? By the way, I'm working on a very important book. I want to have some of you be editors. Leah sent it to me. I know you are Leah Ryder at something.com. I want you to look at this. He said the trip over, not the drive, huh? So how is he going to get to his friends, though? Anyway, maybe he can explain a little more. When I think trip to go see his friends, I think of driving, but you might right. Just going there might be problematic. D-O-U-G, okay, L-A-S-B-L-O-C-H at, I think, Leah, I think you already have my email address, but here it is in case you don't. If you've lost a path, this bridge is a mythical overpass set to connect heaven and earth. Wow. And more to the point, a spot where grieving pet owners reunite for good with their departed furry friends. That's beautiful, Manny. I wonder who made that up, but it's a very nice, it's very comforting, don't you think, you guys? Pedar Shields works on Sunday. That's why he hasn't been here of late. Then you could send book chapter. Yes, I have it. Great, Leah. You're gonna be one of my go-to people. Yes, Carrie, it helps to have support. How are you doing in Ireland, by the way? What's going on? Weren't you doing your studies years ago? I have a relative that's afraid to drive in their 40s. When they drive, they keep overtaking other vehicles and can't just drive behind someone else slowly. Well, that sounds like anxiety. Well, are they reaching out for help, for a good counselor or therapist? Got to get moving. Yes, depression hates a moving target. 8 Yo Ho Joe, one of my great videos, right? By the way, people tell me how many people are on? Oh, I see only 49, which is really low. But what can you do, huh? There's only so much you control. Have you ever noticed that? Depression hates a moving target. 8 Yo Ho Joe. You're right. You got to get moving. Once you get moving, once you get in action, the depression will start to lift. I was so depressed when I lost my 15-year-old cattle dog 4 years ago. Healers are called Velcro dogs because they want to be with you all the time. Yeah, I tapped in one last week. Yeah, you told us that. Fantastic. 58 in the chat, 60. Hey, let's go see if we can make it to 70. In the old days, we used to get to 90 to 100, but things change, don't they? It is 23 after the hour. I'm not supposed to be sitting more than 20 minutes at a time because of the hip, right? Speaking of depression, hates a moving target. When you got surgery, you got to keep in motion, right? Otherwise, potential blood clots, stagnation, pain. So I'm going to move this over here. I'm just going to get up and stretch. I'll still be able to see the screen. Oh, you guys have an Irish name? I thought, well, where do you live, Kerry Irving? You must be in the UK somewhere, don't you? I swear you were overseas. Oh, my goodness. Oh, to be 72. Oh, my God, I wish I were 27. Okay, what am I going to say? Start touching my toes? I'm just going to, what am I going to do? March in place. 1, 2, 3. You're in the army now, you're not behind the plow. You'll never get rich by digging a ditch. You're in the army now, you're in the army now. You're not behind the plow. You'll never get rich by digging a ditch. You're in the army now. Oh, someone gave me a nice card. Was it about Bruce? Maybe it was something else. It's got a cat on it. I think I'm going to go get it for you guys. Hold on. What do you think about that? Fly. Oh, it's a birthday card from February 22nd, 2011. That's 10 years old. Wow. How interesting. I'm reading this incredible book called November of the Soul about depression and suicide. And I was just reading about teenagers, and then I go upstairs, and on the floor on the landing is a note written to me by the students of Lincoln High School from 2004 about a talk I gave at their assembly about depression. I'm 72? Yes, I'm afraid so. Yep. You're doing marvelous from your surgery. Marvelous, marvelous. How do you know, Ann C? You haven't seen me run the 50-yard dash. Hey, Rick M. Nice to see you. How's, speaking of grieving, I hope your grieving is going okay. I have so many outdoor projects, Leah Wrench, so this dog is like having a cheerleader with me all the time. Everything is exciting to him. He's so happy to be out of the shelter. He's like a different dog. Well, Lazy Eye Ranch, there it is, the connection between human beings and their animals, fantastic. Nirupama, are you getting another cat? Yes, when the right cat, when Bruce sends a cat. Every time Joan and I have had a cat, the cat has just shown up. So I think it's a little too early. It was 4 weeks ago Friday. Yes, Jack Henry, that was a beautiful discussion, a beautiful summary of the Rainbow Bridge. Again, I've owned animals since I've been 9, I'm 72, 63 years, 6 decades I've owned cats and lived with dogs, but I never knew about the Rainbow Bridge. Dodo Isaacs, marvelous job you're doing, pal. Yes, marvelous. Look well for 72, I'm 26, feel a lot older though. Hey, when I was I was so much older than I'm younger than that now. What was that? Bob Dylan, right? Yeah. 20s, down with the 20s. 20s are very, very difficult for people. You're trying to find your way. Oh my God, I had 2 psychiatric hospitalizations. There was some joy every now and then, but that was the most difficult time in my life. So yeah, I felt a lot older in my 20s than I did in my 50s and 60s. We had a Kane songs worse than that in battle. Really? You were in battle, Kerry? I didn't realize you were a veteran. Yeah, Lazy Eye Ranch was here last week, I think. Hey, Avocado Man, nice to see you again. I love your hair. I love your name. I love avocados. They're good, healthy fats. 27, you're having surgery tomorrow to check for cancer? Wow. I hope it comes out negative. You know, usually negative means bad, but in medicine, negative means good because you don't have any, anything wrong. Thanks, Lee Benetti. Alex Jones, how are you doing? I know you've struggled a lot. I hope you're feeling better. Look, Ray Douglas, you sound more beat today. You will have another kitty. My last 2 found me. Exactly, that's the point. Thanks for sharing. Currently going through similar issues. Yes, we all are. All right, well, the secret of feeling better is caffeine. Mm. Come on, we need a joke. I keep telling myself that I'm going to have my jokes right here at my fingertips. Here's my joke book. I have some old ones. Jokes. Definition of a pun makes use of multiple meanings from a single spelling. Okay. The humorous use of a word or words which are formed or sound like, but they have different meanings, as to play on two or more positive applications. A play on words. Yes, and I just did a theory piece about puns. It was a play on words. I just made that up. If at first you don't succeed, skydiving is not for you. Someone sent that to me. What else do we have? No one is listening until you make a mistake. Always remember, you're unique, just like everybody else. And here's my favorite one. If you think that nobody cares about you, try missing a few car payments. Those are not puns. Those are just silly jokes I got years ago. That was from 2002. All right. Yeah, dad jokes, right? Caffeine bad anxiety, though? Well, for some people. Yes, some people it creates anxiety. You're doing better. Thanks for checking. Yes, I remember you, Alex. I know you've gone through some really dark times, but again, the magic 4 words, this too shall pass. Absolutely. Oh yeah, you had that problem last time. Your wife is bigger than ever? Yes. $20 from Edward Steiner, I'm sure, who's our little patron saint of donations from California. Maybe Bruce will send a pal soon. Oh, that's Nirupuma L. God, you've got the same orange color. Thank you, Nirupama. It sounds like that's Indian, but thank you so much for your generous donation. But it says CA, so you probably live in Canada, huh? Anyway, bless you, and Bruce appreciates it. I have a step ladder. My real ladder left us when I was just 18. Boy, that is horrible. Wow. Oh, Mobius Zero. Oh my God, a blast from the past from Florida. Around 29 years old, I recall. Maybe you're 30 by now. I think my mother's cheating on my father. What should I do? Proof. Talk to your therapist about it. I would not try to get involved in their relationship. Yeah. I had a couple where I knew one of them was spending money that she shouldn't have, and my therapist said, don't get involved. That's between them. Just, chill. So sorry that's happening, but yeah, all I would say is talk to somebody before you make any decisions about what you want to do. Are there any side effects, dangers of prolonged propranolol use? That's an excellent question, by the way. Propranolol is a beta blocker. For some people, it's used for anxiety. I haven't heard of any, but I'm not a psychopharmacologist. I have friends who use it for performance anxiety. So yeah, that's an excellent question. You should definitely talk to somebody who prescribes medications. But I wouldn't think so, but boy, do not depend on my answer. I take it you're using it for anxiety? Moby Zero, I literally feel like I want to die right now, and guess what's making me feel this way? China. Well, it was Korea before, right? So you just have to remember that you have anxiety about foreign powers and just need to kind of take a couple of deep breaths. I'm sorry you're having suicidal ideation. Well, you can call the National Suicide Prevention Helpline. Most Lysak, that's a very, very dark joke. In fact, I'm gonna basically X that joke out. I don't think it's really appropriate, but it's it's a very good pun. How do I stop thinking about the same thing over and over? It's called ruminating. I have a video called How to Stop Ruminating. You basically switch your focus outside of yourself. Value in, I still think that's a very silly joke. Yay, caffeine. I got my iced tea today, taking part of an old pen, making it to great proof trash, collecting bins so I can pay someone to haul junk away. Wow. Compared to forever, this life is short. Absolutely. Life is short. Is death easier than life? I don't know. I haven't tried it yet. Some people would say when death is the absence of consciousness, right? Is that easier? Well, maybe, but I don't, I think that life is a gift. Earth might be the only place in the universe where there's life. I know my good friend is an astrophysicist from high school. He looks for exoplanets, planets in other parts of the universe. But as far as I know, this is it. And I think that we have to take advantage. Besides, I think life is a school, and we're here to learn. And so, when you're dead, you can't learn, right? You don't have consciousness. So I think life with all its pain and suffering is better. Anyway, that's my opinion. Mariano Semino, nice to see you again. Hey Doug, can you do a video about your experience with Klonopin? Well, I can tell you right now, Klonopin saved my life when I was going through akathisia in 1996, 97. I took a 0.5 milligram every other day for 9 months, and when I was done when I got out of the depression episode, I stopped with no side effects. Haven't had any since 1997. How to help with intrusive thoughts such as suicide? I actually have a video on that, and I'm going to have to get into a different chair. This is hurting my head way too bad. How far is East Bend from Ireland? I don't even know where East Bend is. Anyway, 3 things you can do with intrusive suicidal thoughts. You can watch them go by, like clouds overhead or leaves going down the stream. You can say, cancel, cancel, and say, I choose life, or you can basically do something to distract yourself, like go play basketball. I remember when I was living with my parents, I fell apart, moved back to the East Coast, lived with my parents. They were in Florida, and I really didn't have a whole lot to do. So when you don't have much to do, these thoughts, come in, and you're possessed by your demons. So whenever that happened, I knew the man who was the head of the tennis, who ran the tennis courts. This is a retirement committee. I'd call him, Robert, I got to play some tennis right now. I can't stand the way I'm feeling. So we get on the court, whoosh, back and forth, back and forth. He had a really wicked serve. Yang, I'd return it. Well, about 5 or 10 minutes into the game, I wasn't thinking about suicide anymore. I was thinking about how I could return his serve. That's called the power of distraction, which is my next video, by the way. And of course, if you're having these on a regular basis, Alex, you need to be under professional help. Seek professional help. So I have a video called How to Respond to Intrusive Suicidal Thoughts. And I have the video on this channel, so that gives you some ideas. But of course, number one thing, if you are having intrusive suicidal thoughts and they're persisting, then you need to go reach out for professional help. Suicidal ideation is like depression. It's treatable, but again, we can't do it ourselves. Hey, we're up to 68 viewers. That's cool. Let's see if we can hit 70. That'd be really nice. Oh yeah, What Dreams May Come. I saw that, Robin Williams, years ago. I was just thinking about that. Whether you believe in heaven and hell or not, this movie makes you think about it. It's fiction, fantasy, but so thought-provoking. Yeah, wasn't he in some sort of like river with the waterfalls? I saw that years and years ago. I didn't realize about suicide. Texas Angel, Mike, I second that. Douglas's side is very comprehensive. Okay, Mike, what did Mike say? East Bend, North Carolina, wow. I love Bend. It's really, really nice up there. They've got a great observatory. I was hopeless 3 to 5 years ago, but things change if you learn to focus on what's important. I never thought I'd be this happy again. My only change is my attitude and time itself. Your suicide prevention website is excellent. Thank you, Mike Walker. I've been so disappointed. Only about 9 to 12 people visited today. I mean, this is such a big problem. 58,000 people a year in America. Wow, or is it? It's 48,000. That's still too many. That's like one every what? 11 minutes. So, thank you. Thank you for mentioning that website. I'm going to essentially go ahead and actually. My power of distraction is watching YouTube. Okay, well, yeah. So anyway, here's the website. If you know anybody who's really having troubles with thoughts of self-harm, I it took me 3 years and a lifetime to create this. I'm really glad that you really made my day, because I've been very discouraged that people are not going to this website. So somebody is anyway. Okay, I need spelling help, right? Or typing help. By the way, the original name was Surviving Suicidal Pain. I changed it to Overcoming. I still like the original title, Surviving, but my wife Joan said, well, surviving means you're just sort of getting by, but you're still suffering. Overcoming means you're on the other side. So maybe overcoming is a better word. Although when you're in suicidal state, survival, that's all you're thinking about is surviving. You're not thinking of getting better. You're just thinking of staying alive. So I think surviving is better, but they both work. I see my ego is sick, but I can't do anything about it. Well, that's when it's time to call in the troops. NWA Ice Cube. That's why we have therapy. That's why we have psychology. That's why we have therapists. That's why we have EMDR, which is for trauma. That's why I have ECT. I mean, there's never been a better time to be mentally ill than in 2021. Ketamine, so many different things that are available. It's beautiful here in California. I wish I could share this weather with you. Well, can you basically go ahead and take a picture and put it up? Well, I guess no. I guess you can't project stuff to us. I can only project stuff to you. Well, Lazy Eye, if you send me take a picture and then text it to me, and then, or email it to me, douglasblog@gmail.com, and then I'll go ahead and show it to the group. Larry Ranieri, God, nice to see you. Hi, Douglas. When you have headaches, coffee is not the cure to get rid of it. Too bad it does not help for depression. Oh, coffee is the cure to get rid of it? Too bad it doesn't help with depression. Well, yeah, no, coffee does help some people with depression, minor depression. It helps me. Oh, his wife died by suicide after losing both of their children in a car accident. Well, I can't give away too much of the rest, but it's worth watching. Well, that's a good start. As I say, I remember Shams, oh my God, from Canada with your bananas. I love it when old timers show up. No, I remember now, Leah, how it starts. I am going to watch it. I love Robin Williams. Oh my God, what an amazing individual he was. I'm in the Northwest and the weather is absolutely terrible and gray. How do you cope with seasonal depression? Alex Jones, you mean you're like in Seattle and I'm in Portland, which is down the I-5 corridor? Well, there's a book. I read voraciously, in case you haven't figured that out. I think his name is Norman Rosenthal. You know my initials, Douglas Bloch, or DB. My friend says that stands for Data Bank. It's called The Winter Blues. Something about the Winter Blues. Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff written about SAD. You can just go online and find it, but essentially readjusting your circadian rhythms is the way to go about it. And yeah, so Alex, read that book on the Winter Blues, or go, type in seasonal affective disorder. Essentially, outside in the morning, using a light box. They're not that expensive, but they really make a difference if you put them in front of your face, like 18 inches, 20 minutes a day. And the other thing is to get exercise, and if you can afford it, take a vacation in the sun. But it's something that a lot of people deal with. Remember, Mobius, no negativity here. Well, Mo, I'm glad you found something, but what goes up must come down. Maria Semino, this morning I needed some inspiration. I read the words that heal the blues. Oh, thank you. Wow, another book that no one's watching. I got two really uplifting feedbacks from you guys. One is that someone has gone to my Overcoming Suicidal Pain website, and the other is that someone read a book called Word That Heals the Blues, which is basically affirmations for depression and anxiety. Actually, now that you mention it, I'm going to go grab it and show it to people. I'll try to send a pic or a short video of the view. I'm enjoying watching this dog, taking it all in. I don't think he's ever been in a place like this. Reminds me of how lucky I am. Well, Lazy Eye Ranch, you're a good role model. I want you to stay on this channel and tell people when they're down and out that things can change. Wow, Tramadol has a rating of 9.1 out of 10. I was given to it for pain when I was after my surgery. That's interesting for depression, off-label use. You get more suicidal when fall is here. Well, guess what, Alex? I get more depressed. So, wildlife cams on YouTube. Yes, Alex, there's so many cool things on YouTube that can help you. Yeah, well, what do you call it? Robin Williams dying by suicide was not what it seems to be. It wasn't depression. He has something called Lewy body dementia, which is a very cruel disease which basically takes away your cognitive ability. It's like a swift form of Alzheimer's. Anyway, he saw that everything that made him like create and help people was being taken away from him, and he was 61. I can understand the despair. I'm someone who believes in surviving, but if your quality of life is taken away, like you're in chronic pain like my brother, it makes it much more difficult to hang in there. So at any rate, so it was different than just depression for Robin Williams. He had a degenerative neurological disease that was horrible. Okay, Shana BB, in the Pacific Northwest, we just take it one shitty winter at a time. Yeah, but the winters have been a lot better. I moved here in 1973 when it rained constantly. Right now the sun is out, we have breaks. It's not the same way. Do you know anything about nervous system therapy? I've never heard of it. All therapy works on your nervous system. It feels good here in Texas. Texan Angel. Wendy, nice to see you. I'm going to send you some stuff from this book also. Why are you talking with caps on? Oh, you can turn them off yourself. I don't control that. Alex, if you want to stop the captions, go into YouTube and turn them off. I have no control over that. That's something that happens on your end. Is anybody else seeing closed captions here? I don't think so. 2017 winter was awful, yeah? So tell me else, is anybody seeing closed captions? I don't think that it's something I'm doing. Tramadol for pain. You can take antidepressant and drink alcohol. That can be a very difficult, deadly combination. Just touching base with you. I'm going to be gone now. No, I'm not going to kill myself now. Great week, everyone. Thank you. Nice to see you again. Research tramadol. Okay. You feel at peace at night? Yes, Alex Jones. I feel the same way. That's when my depression remits. It gets better. Deerfield Beach. Wow, that's in Florida. I know Deerfield Beach. Man, without therapy, do you think if you can face anxiety with propranolol that your brain will adjust and not need it anymore to be calm, or will your brain always need it med? That's an excellent question. Well, if you take propranolol and you do therapy, which gives you coping skills and strategies, then the need for the drug is not as big. But if you're not doing anything, more likely you're going to need the drug. Again, cannot give out advice, treatment advice, diagnose, but in general, the whole thing about medication is you're supposed to combine it with psychotherapy, cognitive behavioral therapy, learning skills. That's why I created this diagram. Healing from anxiety and depression, self-care activities to improve your mood. If you do these things with medication, here's the other side. My brother really likes this. Strengthen your psychological immune system. You're going to have much better outcomes. Drugs can be very good, but usually they should be combined with other things. Again, any questions you have about your own individual treatment or what to do for yourself, you need to ask a mental health professional. But there are some basic, maxims that you can use. Choms, I started to feel better in the past few weeks. I guess doing stuff I actually give a crap about has affected the negative feedback loop of my dysthymia. Exactly. I just did something called the power of purpose, Choms. You should look at it. Oh, Alex is pointing that others are typing with caps. How do I get a copy of what, Randall Johnson? Most Lizac is doing with taps. I'm in Detroit, many guns causing anxiety. Well, Mo, Rick M, but Lee, if it improves your quality of life and you have today, that is guaranteed. Okay, well, I guess the people who are typing in caps might want to, I see what's going on. Yeah, nothing to do with me. Well, you guys may want to not type in caps because somebody else it's bothering people, but that might be a good thing to do. And Leah Benetti, what did she say? My mom on tramadol for pain. I'm afraid of getting addicted, so I don't want to ask for it, but I really need something to knock me out at night to get some sleep. Well, yeah, pain medication can do that. Well, talk to your doctor. There's other things you can take. There are antidepressants that can be used for sleep, such as amitriptyline that I'm taking. There's trazodone, there's Remeron. There's things you can take besides pain medication. Besides, nobody would recommend pain medication for sleep. Not in these days of the opiate crisis, but talk to your doctor, talk to your prescriber, talk to a mental health professional. Texas Angel, everyone, I watch the Raccoon Whisper on YouTube. He posts every night, such peaceful, fun vibes. He names his wild coons and feeds them. Well, that's great. Raccoons can be quite nasty. The chart you just helped up. Oh, how do you get a copy? Oh, I see. Well, the cap lock button is stuck on my old laptop. Thank you, Mo. Appreciate that explanation. It doesn't bother me. But yeah, so someone wanted to know how they could get this incredible chart that I took 30 years to develop. Well, normally, you'd have to pay a lot of money, but because I'm doing this as a service, you simply email me, douglasblog@gmail.com, and I'll send you a free copy of Self-Care Activities to Heal Your Mood. 45 things you can do to improve your mood, including therapy, including medication. So there you have it. How can long-term antidepressants worsen depression? Well, they're not supposed to. But again, everybody has a different response. Look, first Holly without my dad. Thanksgiving's here in Canada. Yes, look, I'm sorry about your dad's passing. One of my ex-clients just wrote me that her mom passed away last week. Right now, there's a service. One of my good friends, her brother fell off a roof unexpectedly and died. I'm telling you, that's life, I guess, huh? It's not permanent. And, in 100 years, we're all going to be gone. So what can I say? It's sad, and it seems to be part of the package. Randall Johnson, did you get that email address? Yeah, I got it. Someone explained to me. They're talking about caps. I thought you were talking about captions. Yeah, I guess for Mo, his caps button is stuck. All right. The raccoon whispers in Canada where there are no rabies. Wow, I didn't know there were no rabies in Canada. 9 minutes left. How many people do we have on right now? 61. Let's see if we can get up to 70. That would be very, very nice. Meanwhile, my blood sugar is catapulting. I'm going to have a piece of banana. I'm also going to stand up too. I want you guys to know that I'm in pain when I do this because my hip. Well, the show must go on, but I'm going to stand up right now. Probably just. Oh my goodness. Oh. Yeah, so sorry about your father. Yeah. Well, it's a very intense season we're in right now. You're not supposed to eat while you're in class. But guess what? I'm the teacher. 12:52, 8 minutes left. Any final questions here? Any final donations? I only think we've had like 3. Yeah, I think we've had what? The guy and this nice woman probably from India, Neuropama L. And then I think we had something at the very beginning for Roller Girl, yeah. yeah, this is unusual that we've had so few donations. So, if you can contribute just a little bit, that'd be wonderful. My neighbor plays rap music all night, causes me anxiety. Well, yeah, it would cause me anxiety. Well, is there any way you can ask him to turn down the sound? Thanks, Doug. You're a real trooper. Yeah, Texas Angel is an angel. Hang in there, little guy. Yes, losing a parent is very, very difficult. I'm almost always in pain, says Emil R., but started to learn figure skating has changed my depressive state I've had most of my life. YouTube Douglas. Oh, you're Douglas. It's all about activities that motivate you. Yeah, that's what I found. Yes, look, I will all send you condolences about your father. You have to remember to sit on your comfy chair. The light was not too bad at all. Oh yeah, right. I remember that. I thought it was horrible. I'm going to put some more pillows on here next time. 12:54. 6 minutes to go. October 10th. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear. Hey, Joe, what's the name of our nephew? Dylan. Happy birthday to you. Wouldn't it be great to be 17? Oh my God, your whole life in front of you. No tragedy, at least yet, right? 17 years old. Oh my God. I'm going to be dead soon, and people are just, life goes on. Life goes on, and we're not here forever. I know, doesn't that sound really depressing? Hey, wait till you're 72. Thank you for your kind words and blessings. Yes, we have a lot of kind people on this this channel. A little bit more this. A little bit more of a banana. Yeah, suddenly I'm really hungry. I didn't really have breakfast this morning. The world has changed for teenagers. In what way, Leah Benetti? Not as nice as when I was a teenager in the 1960s. Of course, we had, the Doors, the Beatles, the Rolling Stones, right? Joan Baez, Bob Dylan. Who else? Richie Havens, Led Zeppelin. Lots of good music. Jacob JXCXB, interesting name. I don't know how to pronounce your name. Thank you for helping so many people. You're a light in the world. Well, thank you. It's easier to turn on a light switch. If you're in a dark room, what do? You just turn on the light, right? It is better to light a candle than to curse the darkness. So what else are we going to do when we're suffering and in pain? We have to basically look on the bright side. You remember that last scene in Monty Python's Life of Brian? Everybody's hanging from the cross. Look on the bright side of life. Wasn't that dark and funny? I had anxiety at 17. I didn't know it. I had anxiety when the sperm hit the egg, and I didn't know it. Thank you, Fluffindy. I appreciate your name and your comment. The pain of losing a parent never leaves, but it does get better. I lost my dad 25 years ago and still think of him every day. Now I love telling my son about him. That keeps his memory alive. Or 65. I guess that's your age, Carrie? Oh, teenagers struggle with depression and suicide, less help available to them, less knowledge of how to get through. Really? I thought it had been a huge upshot in awareness for teenage suicide. Kids as young as 9 years old die by suicide. Years ago, they didn't even know what that meant. Well, I know, but suicide rates for young people have gone down since the 80s when they were really off the roof. But yeah, I would say being young today with Facebook, social media, climate change, gridlock in Washington, it's a darker world than it is when I was growing up. People used to play outside all the time. We stayed out till night. Parents didn't have to worry about us. I hitched around the country when I was 21. No worries about anything happening to me. The women were hitching around the country back then. Didn't have to worry either. Alex Jones, I'm sorry I can't hide anymore. I'm severely depressed and on the verge of ending it all. I'm so alone. I know, loneliness is horrible. Is there any way you can go to a support group, get into like an intensive outpatient group like I did? I think that, Alex, you said at the beginning when I asked about you, you were feeling a little bit better. So I guess, you go in and out of it like we all do, but I would say you've got to hang in there. You've got to reach out for professional help. And, if you go email Padar Shields, you can get on the email list and you can email people here. I'm sure that they'll reach out to you. You're not alone if you have this list. Okay, so Alex, and Cosworth, you saved my life back in 2014, 2015. I pill pushing psychiatrist. When I found your website, you opened up my mind and taught me about depression and anxiety disorders. Well, thank you. That must have been about healing from depression. So, Alex, what was I going to give you? So, HTTPS over. Oh, I'm going to give you Padar Shields' address is what I'm going to do, Alex. Let me give you my website first. And yeah, you still have a reason to live. Yes. And Alex, write pe.sheilds@gmail.com to get on mailing list. Then people can reach out to you. And also call Silent Unity. For prayer support. You got to call Silent Unity. 1-816-969-2000. How can I join the WhatsApp group? I don't know. You should email Padar Shields. I just gave you his email address. Keep fighting, Alex. You got this. We believe in you. Very, very, very nice. Thank you for saying that, Jacob. I'm going to call you Jacob only because it's the easiest way to think about your name. All right. So 1-816-969-2000, 24-hour prayer support from Silent Unity. Almost dead. Nobody knows the future, DGB, but I think you have decades. Well, almost dead, it's all relative, right? 40 years went by like that. I moved to Portland when I was 34. Now I'm 70, what? What is that? 28 years? No, I've been in Portland more than that. Is that possible? No, 38 years. Come on, Doug. You should know your math. Yeah, 38 years. Okay, well, in 38 years, I would normally be then 100 and what? 10? Yeah, don't think I'm going to be 110. But yes, it's all transient. But I'm going to try to make every moment count. You grew up in the 60s also, Carrie? Yeah, what a wonderful time it was to grow up. You don't see the light right now? That's because you're in a curved tunnel. See, when you're in a curved tunnel, in the middle of a tunnel, you can't see the light. But you got to keep, when going through hell, don't stop, Carrie. Alex, and then when you get around the tunnel, you'll see the end of the light at the end of the tunnel, right? God is in the curves, right? Call on your higher power. Call on anything. There are no atheists in foxholes, and call Silent Unity. I know a lot of people have been desperate, and they're still, keep fighting, exactly. People are so triggering. Well, can you see people on Zoom? Can you join a therapy group on Zoom? You really need to have a good counselor. Woke up depressed, but don't have a phone now. How can I get a live person to speak to and share my heart, get prayer? Well, if you don't have a phone, that's kind of tough, unless you can borrow somebody's, Catherine. we used to have payphones when I was growing up. I don't know if they exist right now. So, yeah, I would get on Padar Shield's email list. All right. I am completely, I won't say exhausted, but I'm spent. It's 1:03 p.m., 3 minutes past when we normally end, but I'm glad you're all here. I'm glad you're all supporting each other. Alex, keep on fighting. Reach out to Lazy Eye Ranch. She'll tell you she was desperate and now she's feeling better, so things can shift. And yeah, try to find someone in your area who you can work with, and maybe do Zoom conferences. Well, I get another cat when the time is right. Oldest president was 122. Yay, I got, what, 50 years? That sounds good. If there's a church, go to any denomination, does not matter. If not, look in a phone book for address, mental health support. Go to local hospital. Peace, everyone. Peace. What's the link to message Padar Shields? The link is pe.sheilds@gmail.com. That's how you get a hold of him, Alex. He's very supportive. And Jacob has an Instagram, Jacob_Shanker. So maybe you can reach out to him. All right. You guys have a great week. Next week is going to be October 17th, one of my closest friends' birthday. Happy birthday, Beth, in advance. I'll be singing birthday to you also. Stay well. Remember, Alex, if I can find it, well, I have my entire ebook on here. Yeah. When going through hell, don't stop. You can listen to my entire audiobook on this channel, and it will tell you things can change in the twinkling of an eye. And one more thing, I have a video, maybe it's not up yet. It's called One Reason You Should Never Give Up. Anyway, I will post it next time. And until we meet again, I wish you the best in your mental health recovery. Stay well, everybody.